Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
Hey everybody.
Hey, we just want to go ahead at the beginning of this.
We're shooting this Wednesday.
This is Wednesday.
It's coming out in a couple of
Friday.
days.
And so we just want to congratulate President Donald Trump as winning. All right, let's do another one. So we want to congratulate Joe Biden as being our next president.
No.
All right, one more. I just want to congratulate Rand Paul winning the presidential race.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Supreme Court, for having to decide at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
I think,
since Trump put in 3, I hope that he wins the election. I'm nervous.
I'm cool as a cucumber, man.
That's fine. I don't get nervous.
I think
this is awful.
So Meg came in here last night and watched MSNBC all night, and then I was watching
Fox like a normal person.
Joe Rogan. I was watching Joe Rogan and flip between him and Crowder's live stream.
Yeah.
On YouTube, and both of them are like way more optimistic about this thing
being for Trump.
Yeah. And so maybe that's maybe because that's what I've been watching, I feel better about it.
Well, I watched Dave Rubin's YouTube stream.
He's the guy that made the sandwich, right?
Yeah. His name's Dave Rubin. It shows the Rubin Report. I listen to his podcast quite a bit, or his YouTube channel videos, not podcasts. But he was drinking scotch and celebrating
that Trump was winning, or
yeah, he was thrilled.
Well, Trump already said he won. I don't know if you saw him. He came out and said, "We won this thing."
You can cut this out if you want to, but I just have no faith that Democrats aren't going to cheat.
Well,
and come up with the votes.
Well, that's why he's got a team of lawyers if they do.
Yeah, they've already pulled Arizona back down because it's weird. Well, this is Fox. Fox we have it on in front of us.
Yeah.
So if you see me staring off in the distance,
just in case they come out and say Trump wins or whatever. I will say this.
I pray to God he does.
I don't know why everybody's so. I think we got, because right now, at this point, we're waiting on Georgia, which will be.
Georgia seems like it's going to go to Trump. North Carolina seems like it's going to Trump. Pennsylvania seems like it's going to Trump.
Michigan is close.
Michigan and Wisconsin are the two. And if they open Arizona back up, we'll see. But Nevada's too close to call. They don't know. They've only got 2/3 of their votes in. Your state ain't that big, Nevada.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Let's pick something.
Pick something.
Yeah. Indiana had their votes in at like 6:45 last night. So
I will say there were a lot of Democrats and people in the media and stuff that were saying this was just going to be a landslide victory for Biden. And man, were they wrong. Yeah. I mean, it was before the election, and you listen to all these people, the polls say, well, it's kind of like Rogan said a couple weeks ago, who takes polls? Like, what idiots sit down and somebody calls you, they say, hey, this is so-and-so with polling, whatever.
Well, I can't do a poll at work.
You can't?
It'd be hard to fill out a poll or answer a bunch of questions on the phone when I'm working.
Yeah. Well, so I will say this.
I'm just in a bad mood.
I will say this. I have answered quite a few polls. Because I answer the phone every time somebody calls, and they're like, hey, this is your first mistake. 5 minutes of the...
There's your first mistake.
I don't know what the difference, but I don't know if it's a business phone call or... Because some people still have my cell phone number and other people have my business phone number. Anyways.
Get that app I have. I have RoboKiller. It tells me who's calling.
Is it? Well, if it's a poller, will it tell you it's a poll?
It'll tell you it's a poll, a scam, of any kind of thing.
I also got a text while I was in line at Northport.
Did it say "Hey
Civic.
Susan"? Because I got a "Hey Susan."
Mine said, "Hey William," so they don't know me.
Yeah,
it's Mar, not Mark. Mar, M-A-R. With the Alabama Democratic Party reaching out today to remind you today is election day.
Today is election day is in all caps with an exclamation point.
Yeah, and then have you voted yet?
I got a Hey Susan of the same thing.
And
And
I
I said
said-
Trump 2020.
I said, haven't voted yet, but now standing in line voting Republican, though. Thanks for the reminder. They said, okay, have a great rest of your day. I said, you too, sir. Good luck and may the best man win.
They said Trump 2020, and then they texted me back and said, okay, have a great rest of your day. So
So,
it's just an
yeah.
auto response.
Yeah.
That's what you get with the Democrats.
But I stood in line for an hour and a half.
That's a long time.
Got to the front of the line, and there was somebody that was doing like announcements or whatever. They said, this is not the Northport Community Center.
Oh, I had the same thing. There was a lady right. Oh, you had to go to another place?
Mine,
check,
and then
bruh.
I walked in and walked out at
Yeah.
the community center.
They mailed you a piece of paper
Yeah,
that said
they
where to
said
go vote.
Northport Community Center. In my head, the Civic Center.
Where is the Northport Community Center?
It's that little building right here by that gas station. It's got like a little playground in the back before you go over the bridge on Lurleen Wallace. You probably have never even seen it. If you're coming down 82 and you look to the right, there's that gas station right there before you go over the bridge.
Before I go over it,
Yeah, before you go over the bridge from Northport to Tuscaloosa.
the Powell's right there.
Yeah, there's a Powell's.
There's double Powell's.
No. Oh, so not 82.
Those are buddies.
Not
You're
82.
talking about Lurleen.
Yeah, Lurleen. There is a Powell.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
a Powell.
Yeah,
There's a little like shack
it's like as
beside
big
that.
as a shed.
Yeah, that's the Northport Community Center.
Oh,
Never
my
even knew that
gosh.
in my life. But waited in line for forever. And I was like, why didn't you guys make this announcement? Like if you have to make this announcement
Yeah.
once I get into the building, you've had enough people that have come up and been like, whoa, where's my stuff? And then you're like, this is the community center. You couldn't have done that like every 20 minutes or so
Yeah.
and saved me an hour and a half.
We voted at the mall,
Uh-huh.
and the line was long, but you have to be spaced out 6 feet.
Yeah, there wasn't none of that.
So well,
I
ours
tell
was.
you-
that's why the line was so long. It wasn't near that
Yeah.
long. I was probably there 45 minutes to vote, and the lady behind me, she went up to the little thing where they check your license,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh no, you're not supposed to be here," and she almost freaked out.
I was pissed.
It was, I hate it for her.
Yeah.
But you also got the thing in the mail. But she
Well-
almost, she absorbed it
Yeah.
because she almost freaked out.
I would love to see what was on her piece of paper though. Like if it said,
They told her where she was actually supposed to go.
do you remember where it
No.
was? Okay. I was gonna
Tuscaloosa has there's so many different places.
Yeah.
Oh no, she was supposed to go. It's the community center right by the VA by my house.
Oh, so
Maccabee Center
It
or
wasn't,
something?
wasn't nothing about. I guess she saw Mac and thought McFarland Mall. Yeah, that's right.
Maybe I don't know, or she just drove by and saw
A bunch of
vote
people
here.
standing outside.
Yeah, thought it was a sale
Yeah.
at a store.
Yeah. I was
Black
gonna.
Friday starting early.
I was gonna do a little a funny thing yesterday and be like, "Was everybody at the community center? Are they handing out free money or something?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Whatever."
Look at this idiot. This is Joe Biden walking up.
He don't even know where he's at.
No, they gave him a shot of. Oh, this is just a compilation of him walking up to stages.
He
Anyway,
looks like a. Did I send you that?
TikTok.
Yeah, of
I-
Weekend at Bernie's or whatever.
Yeah, weekend at Biden's.
Weekend at Biden's. That's pretty funny. It feels truthful.
No, it's super truthful. He can't. He's an old sick man that's losing his mind.
Yeah. Well, this is coming out on Friday, so you can't
Yeah.
talk that bad about our president
Yeah, sorry, President. For the next 6 months until he gets pushed down a staircase.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna,
Yeah, and then
we're
it's-
going to be Venezuela.
It's Kamala. Is that how
She
you-
said her name different in two different
okay,
things.
so it's not
she
that
doesn't know her own name.
well,
It doesn't matter. They're probably robot lizard people anyway.
well, she'll be our president in a year.
the
so-
first one, and Hillary Clinton will freak out.
Yeah. Okay, so here's something that, like, before going into the election, a lot of people were talking about, and I thought this was just hilarious, is they're talking about all these racist people are going to show up to the poll.
Oh yeah.
They're going to all these
They're gonna
racist
block
people.
the entrance
They're
with their
go-
pickup
Well, they're
trucks.
going to block the entrance, and there's going to be so many racist people that come to the polls that it's just going to be like Trump everywhere in all these places. But where were all these racists when they elected a black president? Like they weren't. There's two white guys going up against each other, but now they were like, all right, fine, I'm fine, I'm cool with the black guy.
Well, I think
I'm a racist, but I'm cool with the black guy.
And I was gonna be funny, but sadly I think this is probably how a lot of them think, is that now there's even more because we've been indoctrinated by the supreme leader of the KKK for the past 4 years.
You talking about Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
The
like
Grand Wizard.
that's the most
Dang it, what'd I say,
ridiculous.
supreme leader.
The
Grand Wizard.
We
That's
got
even
you.
better. But yeah,
I
I think that's what they think.
That's
like,
funny to me though that they're like if there was all of a sudden there's all these racists, it's like, hey, we're cool with the black guy, but you put that other white guy in there,
Yeah.
I'm not cool with that. It's
Yeah.
like that's the whole point of being racist.
Yeah.
It's like
They
you
didn't
don't
show
like
up
black
when a
people.
black guy was getting voted in.
Yeah.
They didn't show up when a lady could have gotten voted in, but they're going to show up when old slobbery Joe shows up.
Yeah. Who's practically their buddy based on if you look
Some
at
of the
video
stuff he
footage
said, yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah.
he's one of their buddies.
Just
more
answer
than
me
likely.
this. Let's say
B.
no. Let's say you've been a firefighter for 47 years and you've not been a good firefighter.
Yeah.
Do I need to make you the fire chief?
It depends.
But you're like bad at being a firefighter.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, and I mean I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think.
I finally got you to be on the
my
right
gosh.
side now.
Well, another thing was you see all these. If you look at some of the stuff that Trump's done, if you are a racist, then you probably wouldn't like Trump
Yeah.
because
He's the first president since like Jimmy Carter or something to allocate funds to historically black colleges and universities.
and
Did it
he's
on the first
appointed-
request.
He's appointed so many LGBTQ people
Yeah.
to like positions. It's like, why wouldn't you vote for this guy? Like he's
did you-
put more people into office than Obama did.
Did you see that Delaware, the first ever trans state senator for the first
Yeah.
ever state government? It's a lady who just in passing, that's just a not very good looking lady, but she's a lady.
I think I saw a picture last
And
night,
then
and I was like,
she did her that person did their acceptance speech and it sounded like me talking, and I was like, okay, so that wouldn't be that hard to figure out.
yeah,
Just in passing, though, I'd be like, oh, that's just a 6 lady.
6.
Yeah, she was like a
They're
6.
dressed up as a man, and you're like, oh, there's still a 6 though.
No. If you didn't know that person was transgender, and it's just like this lady got elected to Delaware State Senate.
You still think she's a 6?
Okay, a 4. Does that make it better?
Yeah,
She's-
that makes it a lot better.
Anyway, okay,
You're
so
talking
she's a
about
4.
an average. She looks better than an average woman because an average woman
Have
would
you
be a
seen
5.
some women?
I've seen a lot of women,
I have too.
but does a man look better than that?
Well,
the
if they
average,
get hundreds of $1,000s worth of surgery,
Hold on. Does a man look better than an average woman?
some men do.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm just saying, she's just like a
Yeah.
frumpy looking chick.
Yeah.
And then she's, thank you everyone for the. Okay. So
Yeah.
you just shaved really well this morning. That's all that was. You got real close with that one.
Yeah.
And concealer will cover up a lot of stubble.
I think it's funny that they're talking about all these racists showing up at the polls. Meanwhile,
Oh, he
They-
could win. Okay, so he has to win Nevada and Wisconsin and Michigan,
are you talking about Biden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I don't think he's going to win all 3 of those.
No.
And they're pulling Arizona back, so there's 11 off of his count. So we'll see.
I'm way more hopeful, I think, than you are, which is surprising to me.
I'm just scared because I know. Okay, I'm a doomsday guy. This is how it starts. This is how it started in China. This is how it started in Russia. This is how it started in Germany. This is how it started in Venezuela. This is how it started in Cuba. This is how it's. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
It started like this.
I see. Not to talk too much politics,
Right, because we don't know. We could be
Yeah.
we could be throwing a party by the next podcast.
Yeah. Which I already announced it at the beginning of the podcast that Trump was going to be president. There's no way I'm wrong based on everything that I've said in this podcast
All right.
because I've congratulated all three of them.
Sure. Well, you not Jorgensen or Jurgensen.
Well,
or whatever.
I got Rand Paul in there.
You think he'll squeak it out? If he does.
If he does, hey, if he does, congrats.
Or on Trump's way out, he hits the big red button in the briefcase, and we
just
just go to
blows up.
anarchy. Yeah, we go to Book of Eli style. Just
Yeah. What's so?
what else we got?
Well, so we took a big trip this
Yeah.
past week. We went to DC. Man, I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna get to see the White House. You know, get to see some of these museums, some of these monuments, stuff like that.
that little pond Forrest Gump ran through to get to Jenny.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the Washington Monument or the Lincoln Memorial.
It's
Lincoln's on the chair at the end
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
Well,
so-
there's the Washington Monument and the Lincoln
and
Monument.
that's just the big old
yeah,
toothpick.
they're
right?
on both sides of it.
Okay.
So one side is Washington, the other side's
Is the pond there?
yeah.
Can
It's-
you run it?
I mean, it's not very deep. I was looking at it. I was like,
Oh,
this
I
is-
mean, like, or you'd get sniped from a tower.
oh, that's a great question. I don't know.
I bet you
they're
could
probably
snipe
all on like off for COVID. The snipers are all off.
The police can't get to you because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
social distancing.
We rode scooter. Those little
Birds or whatever.
these weren't birds. These were spin or something like.
Whatever,
but
yeah.
we rode those around for 2 hours and we got to see all the monuments.
That's cool.
Couldn't go inside any of them because of COVID.
Mm.
Couldn't go into any museums because of COVID. So that's like 70% of the fun.
Right.
Then we get to the White House, and there's like a 10-foot tall wooden fence around the entire thing.
Oh, nice.
You can't even see.
Well, there were protests at it last night. Oh, really?
Yeah, and so when they had a lot of
4
construction.
people got stabbed.
Really?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been out that late. I don't know.
I didn't have to go to work today.
Yeah, but so I was super bummed out, and the whole time I was like, they were doing construction and stuff, but there was like, I mean, Secret Service everywhere, and I started reading up on it, and it was a lot of people saying it was probably because of like they're expecting civil unrest
Yeah.
if Trump wins again, and then I saw videos of DC, like yesterday or the day before, and it was like pretty much every businesses was boarding
Oh,
up.
they've been doing that all over major cities.
Yeah. Well, and even when we were there a week ago, there were so many buildings that had big wooden fences around them or whatever. But I was so bummed out that I mean, you couldn't
Yeah.
even, as close as I could get to the White House, I could see a sliver of it at the top of it. And I was just like, well,
It's more than I've seen.
it was pretty much a, we shouldn't have, we
Yeah,
shouldn't
it's a
have been
waste.
on this trip. But we did get to see friends and friends.
Yeah.
So that was a positive. So some of you guys don't know, we did the best of episode last week.
Yeah. It was funny. I listened
Because-
to it twice.
I'm glad that you finally listened to some of our podcasts.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm getting there.
but so we did the best of episode because I was on vacation. We took like a week-long vacation. That's why I have a beard right now too, which I'm loving. But
We took the hair off my head and put it on his face.
Oh yeah, congratulations on finally not having a mullet.
Well, I didn't have a
anymore.
mullet.
Oh, I was pretty dang
I
close.
didn't have bangs. I just had long hair.
Yeah, but if you've got
A mullet has hair in the front.
just
mine was
like
all
small,
slicked
a little
back.
bit of hair in the front.
Yeah, but it has to be like
yeah,
bangs
but if you're
or style.
always
Mine was
wearing
just,
a cap,
yeah.
and then you've got this
Well, my hair was too long to
mop
not wear a
hanging
hat.
out the back,
Yeah, that's called
Looks like a mullet.
That was a flow.
this mullet.
Yeah.
Anyways, so on this trip we went to we started out in Gatlinburg for a few days. Then we went to a place called Natural Bridge, Virginia. There's just a huge like rock bridge type thing. It's really cool if you ever get the chance. We went to DC for a couple of days, and then we went and saw my buddy Chad in South Carolina for a few days. It was his birthday, so we showed up. We surprised him
Nice.
and all that stuff. But while we were in Natural Bridge, Virginia, we decided we were going to camp, like tent camp. the van was broken down, so we took the Tesla. We set up the tent, having a great night. You know, just a fun night out in the woods with little man and all this other stuff. And
Yeah.
we go to sleep about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I am awoken out of a dead sleep at midnight to something that sounds like it's rubbing up against a tent.
Is this what you're...
Yeah. So I hear something that sounds like it's rubbing up against a tent. I'm a firefighter, so I'm a light sleeper. And when I wake up, I wake up
You're
out
on
of a
ready
dead
to work.
sleep. Yeah. So I see what looks like a snout rub against the side of the tent on my left-hand side. And there's Jason's in between me and the left side of the tent.
You
And
used
then-
him as a buffer.
Hear it coming around, and behind my head, I hear. I was like, "There's a bear outside my tent," and I freaked out.
Was it a bear?
What else was it?
That was a dog.
It wasn't no dog.
You don't know.
It was not a dog.
Did you open the
dogs
tent?
don't make that type noise.
Big dogs do.
It'd have to be. It would be a wolf
You're okay.
if it was.
You were in Virginia?
I was in Natural Bridge, Virginia. You can look up bear attacks, Virginia. There's plenty of them. There's tons of them. But so I grabbed my phone and put my head under the covers as to not alert the bear to the light and start Googling what to do if there's a bear outside your
Whoop
tent.
its A.
You're going to whoop its A? With what?
I don't know.
Your hands? No.
Better than getting it.
You're going to get at if you try and beat a bear up. Those are facts. You hit a bear and it's going to be like, why'd you do that? And then it's going to kill you. It's going to maul you. So I'm sitting there Googling how to get out of a bear, how to get out of a tent with a bear in it. And I hear it like probably 20 yards away getting into some metal or something. Like heard it like,
Dumpster?
yeah, it sounded like maybe like a dumpster or a trash can or something like that.
Oh, they're all over Virginia.
Yeah. That's what, yeah.
Wait, what part?
Natural Bridge, right outside, 30 minutes north of Roanoke.
Roanoke.
Yeah. I assume it was a black bear.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a grizzly.
Yeah. But so then I tried to call Park Security and I call like 7 times and it just keeps going to voicemail. Like,
Well, they don't want to deal with bears.
they didn't even know it was a bear. There could have been a murderer outside my tent
True.
trying to kill me and my wife and my kid. And they're not in answering the phone. They're taking a siesta.
Well,
So out of desperation, I call 911 because I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to go back to bed.
okay.
Because also what I'd read is bears don't just they don't come into your camp and they're like,
All right, I'm
oh,
out
there's
of here.
nothing here, I'm gone.
Yeah.
They like circle around a few times to smell stuff out. So called 911. And I think at first they thought I was joking because we were staying in Jellystone Park, which is where Yogi the Bear is from. And I was like, hey, I'm at Jellystone Park, Yogi Bear, whatever.
Why would they call it Jellystone?
It's like a fun little RV park it's themed around Yogi the Bear.
Yeah.
But I'm calling 911 saying, hey, I'm in Jellystone. There's a bear outside my tent.
Who wants my picnic basket?
Yeah, he wants me. He said he's smarter than the average bear, and he wants me. But then they were like, "Is anybody with you?" And I was like, "Yes, I have my wife and a kid." And then immediately they were like, "Okay, this isn't a joke." They were like, "Are they awake?" I was like, "No." They said, "Do you have any weapons?" I said, "No."
There's your first problem.
They said, "Is there anybody close to you?" I said, "There's probably an RV that's about 250 yards away from me."
Jeez.
And
So
they-
no.
So no. And they were like, there were 5 questions that they asked me, and every single one of them was supposed to instill just a little bit of confidence in me.
It was a
And there was a
negative on
note
all
to
5 of
all
them.
5 of them. And they were like, all
Do
right.
you have bear spray?
They said, let me put you on hold. And I was like, and about that time is when Meg woke up, and she heard, there's a bear outside my tent. And she was like, maybe he's sleep talking. And then she started listening to my conversation, and she was like, oh no.
Did she get alarmed?
Which, I mean, who wouldn't be in that situation?
What happened?
We sat there. Oh, so
Did the cops come?
they said, yeah. They said, pretty much at the end of the conversation, they said, hey, there's sheriffs are on their way. If you hear it again, call us. And I was like, for
already
what?
on that.
For what, though? Like, what
Yeah.
do you just
So
want to
you
hear
can
my
hear me
dying?
die?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to hear my dying
Do you want me
breath?
to hand it to the bear?
Yeah. Hey, can
you
you
wanna talk to the bear?
Yeah, can you talk to the bear for a minute and
I
calm
wonder
him
if you
down?
could head on out.
But yeah, sheriffs came. They like, it was foggy as mess. And so they were just driving around in fog, trying to scare off a bear, I guess.
Yeah.
But so it was so foggy you couldn't see the bear. But we were so careful about everything because I'm like, I don't want no bears snooping around my place. Like every time I go camping, like I'm very vigilant about
Vigilant?
vigilant. What'd I say?
Vigilant.
I guess diligent and vigilant.
Oh, vigilant.
Vigilant
And diligent.
and diligent.
But I think they mean like the same thing. Vigilant.
Pretty close.
Diligent.
In a sense, they would work
Don't get us both
interchangeably.
confused, yeah. All right.
But anyways, we like when we brushed our teeth, we like spit it out in the river so that it would like carry it down the stream. We washed all the pots and pans out in the river to like wash it downstream. But then the next
Did
morning
you
when we
poo-poo in
woke
the
up,
river?
no, we poo-pooed in the toilet.
In y'all's toilet?
No. There was a toilet. It was probably
Well, that's what the bear was snooping after.
it was a long way away
poo-poo.
from us. The toilets
Followed
were.
the trail back.
But Meg, when she washed the dishes, she had a rag and she put it on the table. And so we think that's what possibly alerted the bear to our general direction.
So you just outed your wife as the cause of this.
Yeah. If I would have died, it would have been her fault. It
Dang.
wouldn't have shown up in any autopsy reports, but I just would like it to be known that
She
if I would've
left the
died,
rag out.
She left the rag out. But yeah, probably the scaredest I've ever been in my entire life. I run into burning houses for a living, and I didn't know what to do with myself in that moment.
Yeah.
Because essentially we were just a hot pocket.
Yeah.
Like we were in a little nice wrapper for him. You know, he didn't have to do much work. But everything that I read was like, start flashing lights in the tent, start
Screaming.
making yourself known.
hollering.
But that just seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? Like, hey, I'm over here, bear.
well-
Come on, get me.
So,
Come here. I got a nice treat for you.
Rule number one, for some reason, I think
Don't
I've
talk
said
about Bear
this.
Club.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like I've said this on the podcast before. The scariest thing in the woods to come across is a bear cub.
Yeah.
Unless there are cubs around, most of the time bears are just investigating.
Yeah.
So if you spook them, they'll spook.
Hopefully.
Generally,
Yeah.
if you get
Unless it's a grizzly, because grizzlies
well,
are
that's
way
a different
more,
game.
Yeah.
But still, that's what they say.
yeah.
You're trying. Yeah.
Also, black bears will do a thing a lot of the times where it's a what are they called when they're running up to a charge?
False charge.
False charges.
Grizzlies false charge. Too.
Black bears do that a lot.
Yeah.
But like you don't know
Because they don't want to get in a scuffle.
your bowels don't know that that's a false charge.
Right.
So
Right.
you
So-
poop yourself.
The moral of the story is get you a piece.
That further solidified I need
Yeah.
a handgun or something to carry. But also, man, what's a handgun really going to do to a bear?
Put a hole through it?
Not enough for it to stop it.
Da, 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 da.
You're going to have to be you would have to get in the head,
Yeah.
and it would have to be every round's landing.
Better than a
landing.
rock. Or
Also-
you're going to choke it out with your shoelaces?
Also, my car was next to that RV.
Way
that was like
off.
250 yards away
Set the
because it was
thing off.
charging in the RV spot. And I was just like, this is just the worst night of my life.
Yeah.
Luckily, fell back asleep
Why'd y'all walk 250
With
yards
the-
away from
with the aid of Z-Quil.
help? Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't leave you the groggy morning after feeling either.
No, it doesn't. Product placement.
That's crazy that a big old Great Dane came in y'all. It spooked you.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing, man, is like, yeah, like, and I completely agree that the scariest thing is a cub.
Yes.
But I didn't know.
Right, you don't know.
Yeah, and we had the rain fly over the tent because the moon was very bright that night. Like when you're out, it pretty much looked like a street lamp was on.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we got to do something to cover this up. And so you could not see outside of the tent, but I could see the snout of the bear rub against
Very
it.
similar to a pup snout.
There's no freaking way it was a dog.
Look, I'm
What
gonna tell
dog
you,
goes, huh, huh? No, in the, like.
Look, I'm sure it was a black bear. That's fine.
It's
I'm
very
not,
deliberately bear. Just saying.
Man, I wish you'd somehow snapped a pic of it.
I wish I would have too, because I felt real dumb when the sheriffs finally show up.
Yeah.
And they're like, also, the sheriffs were trying to be very reassuring, but it was like, bro, I've already looked at the statistics on this at this point. Like,
Yeah.
because the guy was like, yeah, we get calls of bears sometimes. And I was like, bro, I just looked at like 16 cases in the past, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I've done the autopsy. I've seen the autopsy
And
report.
somebody has always had to be the first.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
even if there were zero,
Yeah.
everything had a zero, had a number one at one point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, dang.
Yeah. Scariest night of my life. By far, scariest night of my life. Nothing even comes close.
Man, I wish you'd put eyes on it.
I wish I would have too. But also
Yeah.
don't. And then Meg
It
woke
would have
up.
slapped the eyes
Meg
out of your
woke
head.
up freaked out, of course.
Well, yeah.
And the next morning she was like, I was so scared. And I was like, yeah, but you didn't have to hear it. Like,
True.
that's the like.
And it was your fault.
If somebody was like, yeah, it was your fault. But if somebody like woke you up and was like, hey, bro, I think I heard a bear like 20 minutes ago. Like, I'd be on edge. But like the guy that heard the bear,
Yeah.
it's like,
Did you go back to sleep? With ZQL, you said so.
Yeah, I had ZQL.
Huh.
I took a 30 milliliters, whatever it
Was
is.
it the pill or the shot?
It's a shot.
Oh,
I took the whole shot, not a half shot.
A half a shot.
Yeah, 15. They've got
That's
a
for
15 and
Jason,
a 30. It's like,
Oh, dang.
anyways, I took the whole shot. I was like,
Should have chased it with
and I
some
had
peanut
already.
butter whiskey.
Here's the thing too, is I had already at 10 when we laid down. I had already taken ZQL,
Dang.
and so when that bear's snout and I was wide awake, I was like, "There's no way. There's no way I'm going back to sleep."
Yeah. Dang.
I did. So
That's cool.
it's not.
Well, it's cool now.
It is in
retrospect.
hindsight. Yeah. In hindsight, it's very cool.
Dang.
In the moment, it was not.
Yeah.
Because I literally thought I'm going to die here.
Yeah.
Like that was my. There's nothing I can do. Also, here's a fun little game to play with your spouse. Is
I don't need to hear about that.
well, you do.
Hey, do that on your own time. right?
If a bear was attacking one or the other of you,
All right.
what would you rather the other person do? Fight the bear or run?
If it's attacking me,
Yeah.
I need Anna to head on.
Mm-hmm. If it's attacking Anna.
I'm not running.
So now you've left your daughter fatherless and motherless. Instead of at least one of y'all could take care of it.
Do you want to get controversial?
Sure.
My responsibility is biblically is first and foremost to my wife.
That's fine.
In the relational setting.
Yeah.
It's to Christ, then it's to Anna.
Yeah.
I made a covenant with Anna. I had Carolina.
Yeah. But Carolina is your responsibility.
She is, but my wife is my first responsibility.
I'm just saying, I'm taking off.
Well, it's good to know.
Jason would be with a third set of parents, and I just don't think I can.
Now I can
I don't think I can do that.
add that to the mosaic of Josh that he'd run from his wife getting attacked by a bear.
Yeah.
Starting to
I
put
told her that. We had the conversation.
Starting to get a better
after
picture
that.
of you.
I said, "What would you rather me do?" And she was like, "Well, obviously, I'd rather you attack the bear." And I was like, "Okay, so as it's killing you, then I throw myself into its jaws and get killed too."
I didn't say sacrifice myself. Which
Essentially,
is the
that's what it
rule.
would be.
Okay, this isn't a dinosaur.
You think, okay, you punch a bear and
No,
he's like,
well,
hey,
first off-
look, I understand why you did that, but I'm going to let you live.
First off, I'm not getting in a tent without
that's
my
not
Glock
a-
17 under my
hey,
pillow.
look.
I'm just saying.
That's
You
fine.
asked me what I'd do. I'd put 17 holes in that bear's
And your
skull.
wife and the bear.
No,
Because
and the
essentially
bear.
that's what would happen.
I know how to aim a pistol.
Not when your freaking adrenaline's pumping through your body. Like, look,
I'd rather
Even
I'd
Navy
rather kill the bear
SEALs.
and accidentally shoot Anna than just run like a
they
child.
were like, what if you shot the bear and then they're like, hey, actually, your wife probably would have lived if you wouldn't have put 2 bullets.
Well, now we're getting way off into the weeds.
I'm just
here.
saying, when me and Meg talked about it,
You didn't have a blade on you?
I didn't have nothing.
What are you doing? Well, y'all don't camp. Y'all glamp. So
Anyways,
you couldn't hit it with a TV remote?
I didn't
Or your
have a TV
iPad?
remote.
Your hotspot?
In my opinion, that is the ram in the thicket. That's God saying, I spared your life.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get biblical with
So
it.
even more,
Let's get biblical with
she's
it.
Christ.
Look, let's get
'Cause
biblical with it.
That's what the ram in the thicket was.
Yeah. So Meg is Christ
All right.
being sacrificed.
And you're
For me and Jason
You're the
to
thief on the
live.
cross that makes fun of him.
No, I am.
And Jason's the one that turns at the end.
I'm.
You're the
it's-
guy with the spear that stabs
No,
him.
I'm the father.
No.
I'm the father that's putting his child, and then it's like, oh, here's this. Let's go, child. Let's walk off away from here. And thank God that there was a sacrifice.
If that happened and you were to get engaged again at the rehearsal dinner, I would tell her that you ran and be like, I'm giving you an out here,
I'm
lady.
giving you a.
The last time this happened, Josh let his first wife get mauled by a bear while
Well,
he
if-
took off to the car.
I don't want Meg to stand around and wait to get eaten if I'm getting eaten.
Yeah, that's different.
Well, it's the same concept.
Are you sure you voted for Trump? Because that seems like something a Democrat would do.
Same concept.
Yeah.
Same exact concept.
Seems like something
every
a
life
Democrat would
matters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your wife's life matters.
Equal. We're equal.
I agree.
Yeah. So men can get eaten just as much as women can.
I agree.
Okay.
If a black bear
It's all
had
a
my
joke.
calf, no, it isn't.
It is.
You'd never been more honest in your life when you said you'd take
It's
off
all
running.
a joke.
You'd push Jason down and take off running.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
No.
You'd have kicked him in the knee and took off.
Anyways,
Wow.
so
No wonder you're happy about this
talking about
so far.
talking
guys
about
about to win.
sacrifices being made.
Oh, first off, hold on.
Okay.
So, wait, sacrifice being made.
Yeah.
Was this a solid transition? We're working on our transitions.
Yeah. It was going to be a solid transition
All right,
until
go
you
for
stopped it.
I might halt it again. Go for it.
Okay.
Transition.
Speaking of sacrifices,
Mm-hmm.
I was willing to sacrifice my life to COVID by going into a restaurant without a
Okay,
face mask
hold
on.
on. So before that, okay, that's where I thought I was gonna figure out how you were gonna get there.
Yeah.
But you took the long way, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's a scenic route. I
Yeah.
went Blue Ridge Parkway. We
Yeah,
didn't
you
take
went through the
interstate.
mountains instead of the
Yeah.
highway. We also had a mask incident at a restaurant last
Okay.
night. On the way to the restaurant, 5 fire trucks went to an apartment complex on campus, and
Oh.
we drove by it.
Probably fire alarm.
And no, there was smoke coming out of the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
it was a second-story apartment complex.
really?
We, I don't know if I'm proud of it or not. We absolutely stopped and parked down the block and watched.
You got out and looked.
Well, we just sat there. We drove a circle, stopped on our way to the restaurant, drove a circle, and then I drove on the little skinny street with all the fire trucks.
Oh, gosh.
It's real slow. Just to look. We were rubbernecking hard.
That's
Which, if you don't know what rubbernecking is, that's when there's an accident or something and you rubberneck it to look
You
at it, and a lot of
whip
times
your
it
neck
causes
around.
another crash.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm talking about full gear tanks,
Yeah.
like backpack tanks.
Well, if there's
oxygen
smoke coming
tanks.
out of you got to mask up.
And we drove by, and they had already opened the door, and there was smoke coming out of the door. It looked like the firefighters were loitering at that point, so it was probably just like some foil in the microwave or something. But the neighbor had his window open and he was playing COD and not worried about it at all. It was really funny.
That's awesome.
It was funny.
Yeah.
But then we went to Mugshots.
Yeah.
And I think we have
It's similar stories.
we
but
wore masks.
yeah.
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. But you just talked about that bear for 20 minutes, so I'll tell mine now.
That's fine. Go
Just
for it.
make
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So we go in there, we sit down,
You're not hurting my
and
feelings.
me and Ann and the baby. We sit down. We've already gotten our food, and two guys come in and sit down at like the closest table to us.
Mm-hmm.
And well, they come in and are going to the table. And a guy that works at Mugshots was like, "Sir, you've got to have a mask." He didn't have a mask on. The person with him did. Had like a handkerchief
Net
or
gator.
a
or
net
something.
gaiter.
Yeah.
I think it was a straight up handkerchief though.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, face covering.
Yeah.
And you know how Mugshots is. Like from me to you is the door to the little receptionist or the the waitress or hostess. And the guy says, you got to have a mask on. And the dude is like,
Like I'm right here.
there's 6 people in this restaurant. What do you like? I don't have a mask. And the guy's like, you can't come. We can't seat you without a mask. And his buddy just happens to have another handkerchief and hands it to him. He didn't even put it on. And the guy's like, okay, y'all can sit down right here. And he took the handkerchief from his buddy and they sat down and he put it on the table. What are we doing?
I would have said, hey, can I just I'll go outside again, right? I'll hold my breath
And then when he
until I get to the table.
just give me a second.
Yeah. Because
And then,
it's doing the same
As soon
thing.
as you turn around, I'm gonna run in here and sit down
Yeah.
real quick because I don't have to have a mask on.
Yeah, it's doing the same thing.
When I'm seated, literally from me to you.
Yeah. Holding your breath would probably be more beneficial than having a mask on.
Yeah.
So-
But the guy was like, you can't come in here without a mask on. And so he put it in his hand. And then the guy said, okay, y'all can sit down. So unless there's hand COVID, that didn't do nothing.
Well, you
but
are supposed to wash your hands. Maybe that's going to be the next. Everybody's got to wear gloves now.
It was funny. It was sad and annoying. And the guy was very annoyed.
So I've got a COVID joke for you,
All right.
but there's a 99.9% chance you're not going to get it. So
That's funny and accurate. That's very good.
yeah,
was
that's
yours?
ridiculous.
So this happened to you?
Yeah, so this happened to me. We're going to Baumhauer's.
Man, y'all will go to Baumhauer's in a minute.
We went last night too. But we were going to Baumhauer's and we walk in. And I was like, oh crap, I forgot a mask. So I do the old this guy.
Oh, that doesn't work.
I did this guy.
They don't
and
like
I walk
that.
in with my shirt. I put my shirt, for those who are listening via audio, I put my shirt over my nose and my mouth.
Which is just as good
Which
as
is just
anything.
as good.
Yeah.
So I got my shirt over my mouth, and the lady goes, "Oh no, you have to have a mask on." All right, let me go back to the car and get a mask. So I go out to get a mask, and it was like they weren't going to seat Meg and Jason while I didn't have a mask on, even though I was going to it. Like she was like, because they were like, "All right, come this way," and then she was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
you don't have a mask on," and then it was like, well. Meg was standing there and she was like, well, can we still go sit down? And she was just like, and she almost seated somebody behind us that his wife was going to park, or he was going to park the car, or his wife was going to park the car. So they weren't even like a full ensemble either. And they were going to put them in before us. And
Not knowing whether the guy was going to wear a mask or not.
not knowing whether they had a mask on or not. But so this is the hypocrisy of the whole thing. So I couldn't wear my T-shirt over my face, right? And then I went to what?
That's Biden with Wisconsin.
They'll do a recount of that though.
But
49-48. Anyways, so I couldn't have my T-shirt over my face, right? So I went outside and got a T-shirt.
yeah.
and put it on over my head and walked in. And they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
all right, fine." What
That's what half
that's
y'all are
literally
voting for.
it's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like I might as well I could have just took my shirt off and
Yeah.
then put it over my face and be like, I'm ready to be seated now.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Did you have a jacket on like that?
No.
Oh.
It was just a t-shirt on.
Because if you had a jacket on, you could be like,
could've-
this is a new mask. It's a full onesie mask.
Yeah.
And you just
I
can't
did
tell
see
if they have a jacket on.
I did see a hoodie the other day that has like a little
A thing in the front.
like a neck gaiter.
What if you wear a
attached to it.
hoodie backwards?
Same, yeah.
And then you just like, and then you cut eyes in the top of it.
I mean, I think that would qualify.
It'd be just as good as anything else.
It would protect just as much from nothing.
Yeah.
So it was wild, man. We're living in wild times. Like the hypocrisy of a lot of it is just blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
But so they're saying Wisconsin is Biden now. Is that what they're
Look how
238?
happy that stupid woman is that he flipped.
I still think there's because he's like we were saying he's got to win all three of those states.
Yeah. And nothing has to change in Nevada
Yeah.
or Arizona.
Yep. Which I don't see that happening. I think we still got it.
Yeah.
But we'll find out on Friday, more than likely. I think
Yeah.
we'll find out before then. But
Well, because, yeah. I mean, if Wisconsin and Michigan get figured out today, if Biden doesn't win both of those, he can't get to 270.
yeah,
So
I think
we're either going to, the only way we'd know before Friday is if it's Biden.
well. So
Unless
here's another part
it's
of
going to
it too.
get contested.
I really that's what I was going to say. I don't think either way. I don't think that we'll have a clear cut winner
Yeah.
on Friday because somebody's going to go. All right, we're taking it to the Supreme Court.
Which is it makes me very anxious, but I guess it might have just been my mom. I wasn't like listening to some professional talking about it. It was like 3 weeks when the Bush Gore thing in Florida got figured out.
Yeah, but they had pretty much established
True.
Bush was winning that one.
True, but they didn't call it for like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And I don't remember that.
I
think that was in, like,
vaguely remember that.
2000.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it
So
taking
I was
a while.
less than 10 years old. I was like 10. I was 10.
I would have
So
been
36.
close, yeah.
I haven't done one of those in a while.
Yeah.
You would have been like, what, 13, 14? For real? What are you, 32? 31?
31.
So you'd been 13 if I was 10.
I don't think that's right.
2020. I was 8. You were 11.
Yeah, there you go. That's
I
more like
definitely
it.
don't remember then if I was 8.
I vaguely remember then because it was that was a pretty big election. Here's my thing. Here's another thing is when's the last time a president didn't serve 2 terms? Like didn't go 8 years.
Before Daddy Bush.
Yeah, it would have been before we were born. So this would be
Yeah.
to me it would be pretty big if he didn't do a second term because
Right.
that would be the first time in over 30 years that
Yeah.
a president didn't get. But man, it's a close race.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty evident right now. A lot of people were saying the Latino vote was going to be way for Biden.
Trump got a third of the Latino vote, which
Yeah.
never happens. And I think they're tracking with African Americans too, that he's
Yeah.
gotten more than
Which just goes to
presidents
show,
in the
man,
past.
All this news, all this media,
Right.
it's all just a bunch of hogwash.
And what are all these well, I don't lunatics gonna say, like, if Trump's not the president and all this terrible stuff keeps happening, are they gonna blame it on his ghost in the White House?
Well, they'll say what every president said before then. It's like this is the repercussions.
This
of
is
what,
the remnants of what he did.
Yeah. That's exactly what'll happen. Like whenever, if Biden wins and we're still locked down for 4 years or something, they'll.
But we have to congratulate Tuberville.
Oh yeah, Tommy Tuberville.
That was big. We had to get Doug Jones' stupid rear end out of
I saw a
there.
funny tweet today that apparently it was a news outlet didn't say Tuberville, they said Tuberville.
They didn't
And
know.
they were like, that sounds like a fun water park.
Tommy Tuberville.
Let's go to Tuberville.
I'd go. There's Waterville.
Yeah,
In
there's
Gulf
Waterville.
Shores. I've been there
Yeah.
plenty of times. That's where you almost died.
I didn't almost die.
You got your neck broke. Almost.
I didn't get my neck broke.
Almost.
No.
They thought.
They were just taking precautions.
Well, that was at Waterville.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, so hopefully we can keep the Senate at a majority for at least a year, because then after a year, Biden it'll be Harris will add Puerto Rico and D.C. as states, and then they'll both be 2 Democrat senators apiece, which will then we're done.
Here's
we're done.
Here's an interesting thing
One
about
party system.
DC is it was crazy to me that they're still pretty much locked down in DC.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff that we have the ability to go and do, they still don't. Like there's one of the people that we're staying with, they were saying, yeah, we're gonna be working remote until at least June of 2021. Like their company has already said it's wild.
And that's fine unless you own something where you can't do it remote.
Yeah. Like brick building I don't know.
Or a restaurant.
Yeah.
You gonna eat over Zoom?
You can deliver. Anyways,
Yeah. Guys,
yeah, we want
Y'all just
to
keep-
congratulate Joe Jorgensen again for winning the presidential race. But yeah,
Yep. All I can say is it's good for the Christian faith, because it usually grows when it gets persecuted, which is going to happen. So, the governor of Michigan, in a press conference, told pastors, dadgummit, I forgot. Told pastors, like, if you want to open your churches back up, Biden has to win. That's what she told him.
really,
The governor of Michigan, that she-bat,
yeah.
devil worshiping, whatever.
Well, I think Trump's gonna pull it off.
I hope he does.
I really
Are you
think
gonna
he
cut all this nasty stuff I said?
No,
Good.
because
Y'all are stupid.
I don't.
That voted for
I'm
Biden.
not
You're
wasting my
dumb.
time to edit your comments.
That's fine. Y'all are dumb. If he wins, it's on y'all, and all I can say is you'll see. Because none of y'all have opened a history book since you weren't paying attention to it in high school anyway. This is how it starts. Or if Trump wins, I'm gonna be thrilled.
This is the same thing that people were saying about Obama when he was getting
Well,
elected.
he got a lot of that stuff in. And Obama didn't have Bernie Sanders and AOC and all these way crazy lefties
Yeah.
pulling his puppet strings.
I'm just saying, I heard a lot of the same things when Obama was getting elected. Was
I
this
did
is
too.
the end of things? This is the blah blah blah.
It's the start of the end of things.
And then
I hate
we're
this for my
still
children.
here.
For my child.
So.
Hopefully children.
Anyways,
Yeah. Anyways, y'all are stupid.
thanks for listening,
Nah.
people.
Yeah.
Why is you can't be upset at our viewers?
No,
I would
I'm
say
not.
95% of these people voted for Trump.
That's
as well.
low. That's probably low.
Well, I got to add in a couple every now and
Yeah.
then. So.
I figure we need Peyton on next,
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We can all cry together.
Oh gosh. Anyways,
Anyways,
thanks for listening.
yeah, guys, we appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we really appreciate you guys listening.
I hope y'all went and voted, unless you voted for Biden, and I wish you didn't. But
Yeah.
thank y'all for listening to us and interacting and talking. It'll be back. Regardless, life has it going anyway.
Yeah.
And
We'll
it'll
be back to normal next week. We'll have the first round
Of the second,
semifinals.
yeah, whatever's outside of quarterfinals.
Yeah. For
It's a round of 32
Yeah.
for the mascot challenge.
for the mascot challenge. So tune into that. We'll get that figured out. We'll figure out who's going to win NCAA this year
Yeah.
based on their mascots.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll catch y'all later. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening.
See you guys.